What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916 getting down fresh out. And I have here an exclusive with Courtney Cross, ex girlfriend of Dennis Hoff, worked at the Bunny Ranch. She got a hell of a story, man. So we're getting it from her. And man, Courtney, so having worked in the sex industry, what has been your experience like outside of working at the Bunny Ranch? I know you worked there and with Dennis's girlfriend, but outside of the Bunny Ranch, what has been some of your encounters in the sex industry?
I have actually worked illegally as an escort, believe it or not, in the past. For several years, that's actually how I was able to survive after leaving the ranch. Because when I left, Dennis owed me money and did not pay me. And I never saw that money. And so I had to figure out what to do.
Now, were you able to save a lot of money while you were working there?
No.
No?
No. You gotta realize, I was a small town girl that grew up dirt poor. And so when I got money, I literally blew through it. And Dennis let me. Dennis didn't teach me about the taxes, the lien that the IRS would put on my bank account if I did not pay my taxes. I found out the hard way because no one taught us. Dennis literally hires girls that are young and throws them to the wolves. You don't understand the financial.
So he's not giving them no foundation or anything on how to survive.
Like the only meetings that we would have, like he would be an IRS guy, but he would only teach us deductibles. Like what percentage of taxes are we supposed to pay? What do we do? How do we file taxes? How do we keep up with the receipts? Like he never told us to keep our receipts. I threw them away.
Did he teach you guys how to incorporate or anything like that, or how to?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
no offense, I'm sorry, but no. I don't. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Has any of the girls you worked with in the past, did any of them have like a business sense that where they, you've seen how they kind of turned being in the sex industry into a business, or were most of them are kind of like just treading water like everybody else?
Treading water like everybody else. There was a girl there that owed the IRS $500,000.
Damn.
And she's familiar to the Bay Area, Mr. Big Rapper over there.
Oh shit.
Sorry if you're watching this. Love you.
And, that's pretty crazy because like I remember even like in the porn industry, I met girls and they would make like 30 grand a month, but they'd be spending like 30 grand a month. And it's like, when you're hot and you're young, you're making the money, but it's not going to last. So you got to figure out like how to invest or how to, make it create passive income. So, man, I know it's crazy. Did you also work in the adult industry too, or just primarily just in?
I did. I actually was webcamming for the past 2-3 years now.
And how would you compare that working in escort business? Is it escorting more lucrative, or would you say the webcam is better, or which one did you?
This is going to make me sound horrible, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot of ugly comments, but I would rather have sex with someone. I'm sorry, than to be pleasuring myself online.
Yeah.
I get tired, and honestly, being with me in person and having experienced my personality was way more expensive than my time online.
Yeah.
So it's
no, because I've heard that from girls before. It's like, I would rather just go and hang out with a client or do a scene rather than go strip at a strip club, because you work.
Yeah.
And I know like a couple girls will tell me like, when I go to the strip club and make an appearance, the stripper's there, they're hella pissed at me. They don't want me there because blah, blah, blah. And the guy's there to see me. And they're like, oh, you have sex for this. And it's like, there's a bunch of competition.
With the legality of a job,
yeah,
you have to work. You have to put work in. Escorting gives you freedom.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it did. It gave me the freedom to where I could just sit around and wait until I got a call.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, it wasn't until I got into the illegal side of the world that I started to worry about, what I was going to do next.
Yeah.
And so I started looking for, things that I could do legally to make myself better, that I could have a future, which is why I now own the reptile store, and I'm now getting my foot into the cannabis industry soon.
Move.
So,
Move.
gotta get that handle on that big $1 billion industry, man. I'm trying to get my piece of pie.
Hey, that's, but you're thinking long term though. A lot of people don't think like that. And, like you said, you can only do so much in the sex industry before you figure like, damn, I got to figure out something else so I can make money when I'm not working. you know. And
Yeah.
I know here, I mean, people make a big deal, but I feel like women own it's your body, you know. And I'm not, when guys try to say
Yeah.
this and that, and they're like, oh, this is legal, but those same guys, those guys, same, you know, whether it's a religious person, then they get caught and they got all this weird shit. You know what I mean?
I will argue day in and day out. I am a psych person. I am a logical thinker. As long as you are doing it healthily, in a mental state, in a healthy physical state, in a healthy emotional state, and we have understanding, we have a verbal contract between us, and I trust you and I respect you, and you trust me and you respect me, there is nothing wrong. There is no toxicity in that relationship. It is a simple business relationship. What I used to tell my clients is, don't be nervous about it. We are doing business in the most personal relationship, the most personal form. It's just a business transaction. You think I think about you in an emotional form when you leave out my door?
Exactly.
No. Do you think you're thinking about me? No. But I may call you a friend.
Yeah.
Because eventually we are going to be personable, but I will never want to be with you emotionally because it's just simple business. Might as well come and get your haircut from me.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the way they look at it in like Europe and a lot of places, as far as like, you know, in Amsterdam and, you know, other parts of Europe where it's legal, because it's like, it's you know, it's regulated. You're not going to have any craziness going on, and everything is in, you know, everybody's in agreement. So it's like, nobody's forced into a situation. It's not like you're human trafficking and this guy's got you on the strip and he's watching you down the street and give me all your money. I mean, it's empowering yourself, you know, which, you know, I think that women, you know, they should have that. I mean, guys try to take that away from women all the time, whether it's, you know, a lot of other things I don't get into, but in regards to your woman's body. But I think, you know, it's your body, and, you know, what you decide to do with it, that's consensual, is your choice.
Yeah.
You know.
It sucks that there's a fucked up stigma that sex workers, you know, have daddy issues or mentally, you know. The reason that I have the businesses and the reason that I am being successful is that it's called looking yourself in the mirror and being self-aware, you know. Looks fade, you know, things change. We always have a plan. You know, that's called being an adult.
Well, like some of the coolest females I've met worked in adult entertainment, so I don't really have any judgment towards somebody, because I've done a lot of stuff and people will be like, oh man, you've done this and that. So I don't judge anybody. I feel like everybody, you know, has the right to make what choices they want to make. But, you know, I think, like I said, being able to, you know, control yourself, and it all comes down to is that when you're, as far as a female working in the sex industry, it's yours. A guy can't control that.
You have to have boundaries.
You know.
And boundaries, what the woman says is, that's goes.
Exactly. And I think it keeps a lot of marriages happy, because, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, it's, you know, a lot of guys out there that are bored and they spice things up, but, you know, you guys, I mean, hey, it's nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Absolutely.
So as far as like what you see as in the future in the sex industry, where do you see it going? Because I mean, I know like the porn industry is changed a whole lot. I mean, you know, I know a lot of things. Webcam is like kind of took off. Webcam girls are actually bigger than like a lot of the porn girls now. So
yeah, I think that guys are kind of over the non-interactive of just having to watch. You know, the webcamming. We all want to feel special. We all want to feel cared about. You know, we're all seeking that something that's missing, or, you know, that feeling that we want, that spark or something. You know, and so with the cam girl, it makes it more personable,
more intimate. Yeah.
Exactly, and so.
Hey, there you guys have it, man. The industry is evolving. So, Big Herc 916 for Courtney Cross.